Hello everyone. So this week I thought I'd show you how to use import.io to make visual data. So it happens that at Keen we work with a lot of clients where data is obviously used, obviously being a public affairs consultancy, and in many of these situations it'd be much easier if this data was presented as a graph. So I've been using a new tool recently called plot.ly, ly even, plotly, and I'll show you what I've been doing. So uh, in my personal life I'm looking to move out soon, and one of the areas I'm looking at living in is Sutton, which we can see here on the Met website. And obviously part of moving out is to see about crime rates and things, and rather usefully the Met website has all the data on their site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot a graph using import.io and Plotly together, showing kind of crime rates in Sutton. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the URL for this browser page, and I'm going to go to my import.io app. Actually, let's go here. There we go. Ignore all these data sources. This is what we use for work every day. So I'm going to go new, and I'm going to use their extractor tool for this one, only because I've tried extracting data from this page automatically using Magic before, and it didn't work. So if I paste in the URL here, hit enter, and we can see the page loads up, but it does have an error. There we go, which is fine. It's probably because there's JavaScript running on the site, something like that, but that doesn't matter because we can go to text only. So these are the crime figures on the Met website, text only. Now if I navigate down here, we've got all the different boroughs, and there we go, Sutton. So there we go, crime figures for Sutton. As we can see, it's text only. There's no table involved here, and obviously all the descriptions here. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to use this table and graph this visually in a few easy steps. So navigate to a page you want to get data from, then turn extraction on. So I'm going to turn it on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm to make 3 columns. So I'm going to have the column for crimes, and then data for 2014 and data for 2013. I believe these MPS is Met total crimes in the whole of London. I believe that's what that figure is, but we're not interested in that. So I'm going to call this column crime. That's easy. I'm going to select what data I want, and there are many rows for this one. So there we go. Import.io has detected all these rows automatically. And actually for this, you'll notice these are highlighted. And whilst these are links, we don't want them taken as links in import.io. So I'm going to say this is text, and we can see the hyperlinks have been removed now. So now all we're getting from this graph now is just the text, which is great. New column, and we got data here. So if I call this Sutton 2014, again I click, it's detected. And I'm going to say this is a number field. I probably didn't have to do that, but I just want to make sure the graph later on works, so helps if it's a number based one. And 2013. There we go. And again I'm going to make that a number. So that's our data. So what I'm going to do now is done. And I'm going to call this Sutton crime and hit publish. Hopefully it's just going to work. We had a few problems with our internet earlier, so it failed the first time. Let's see if it publishes. Perhaps I'll just speed up this part of the video. Oh, there we go. Got there eventually. There we go, and we've got all the data here. Import.io is so smart because actually now what we can do is query this page. So if there were updates to the crime figures, of which there won't, because obviously it's last year's data and the year before, it would automatically update the table, which can be useful for some sort of data you get. And what I can do now, I've got this data, is hit Plotly, which is a new integration Import.io's got, and I select what I want to take over to Plotly. So I want the crime and the 2014 and 2013 data. If I hit export, and it loads, let's hope I'm already signed in, so it makes things a bit easier. Give it a moment. So at the moment, all it's done is, yeah, there we go. So it's taken the data over from Import.io and put it into Plotly. And obviously you can visit Plotly as a standalone website. You don't have to do it through the Import.io app. But for the purpose of this integration, it's easier to. And from here, I can easily turn this into a beautiful graph. So what I can do is I can say, well, for this, it makes more sense to have a bar chart. And I always get confused with X and Y axis, which is a little bit embarrassing because this is what I do for a job. But if I make this a Y and then choose these, oh no, make that X even. See, I'm ruining it now. I did so well on this video. There we go, make that X, choose these as Y, that's better. Along the corridor and up the stairs, as they say. There we go. And it's all the same colour, which means it's all the same graph. Plotly has this neat feature where I can actually choose, right, I want these both to be bar, but actually I want a line chart through the middle. But we just want to make quite a basic graph. And if I go here, and we can see the data's been made visual. Although we do have a problem here because it's brought the total crime stats across, which doesn't actually make sense. So what I can do is I can delete this row. Now we've got no totals, so actually now it's just the crime. So if I refresh that, there we go, and there's the data. And we can see, there we go, 2013, 2014 data, and this is all from scraped data from Import.io. What I can do now is call this Sutton crime stats 2013 verse 2014, and share. Save that, and then you can choose to put it on social media. I'm not for this case because that'd be a bit weird, but there we go. There's the stats. So I hope this was a useful video. It's just one of the other things we're working on at Keen Communications through Keen Labs, and obviously this sort of technique you can use for, you know, polling data, all sorts of things. Plotly, you can also graph things onto geographic regions as well. So as long as you can scrape data from a web page with Import.io, you can then integrate it into Plotly and do some data magic with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. More to come soon.